Because in this day and age, there are so many people who don't get involved in the life of a structured institutional church. But if I invite them over, they'll come. And so, our home in a sense becomes a little church. It becomes a place from which we minister.
I think there's something special about being able to give the gift of hospitality to others, to really be open and allow them to sort of come into your life. It's an opportunity to just come together and to communicate, whereas in life sometimes you can get quite busy, and it's good to take time out to share with each other.
We would have the family barbecue, which was just amazing. So, my auntie had a pool, so we'd be in the pool, and then, I'd get grass on me because I'd be running barefoot, and then I'd get a cricket bat, and then I'd jump back in the pool, I'd get towed off, and then I'd have a snag in my hand, sauce dripping into the pool, and it was just so fun. In terms of what I want for my family, I want sauce in my pool with, grass in it and all that sort of stuff. And I just felt very welcome.
And I remember, same with my mum, every Christmas she would always keep an eye out to see which one of her friends or acquaintances were a little bit lonely or in some sort of situation that wasn't, maybe they were going through a tough time, and always invite them over.
We try to invite people that aren't part of the family, or that priests, for example, we like to have priests over because it's part of supporting them in their vocation, but it's fantastic for our kids in general.
The church has to learn more of what it means to be a field hospital, to use the very vivid phrase of Pope Francis. People are inevitably wounded by life in many, many different ways. Marriages break up, and young people make decisions that appall their parents. It's the usual mess of family life.
We're not perfect in any way. There are arguments, there's, people don't want to sit at the table, people don't want to sit next to that person, but that's the way that our family is. But we have love, and not everyone has happiness and love in their family, and if they can come into our family, then we're able to reach out and give you some of what we've got, which I think is enriching and important for you to know that you are loved, that God loves you, and this is one way that you can experience it, through coming into our family.
What an amazing gift that is. My family were divorced, and they loved me a lot, but there were times that I didn't feel like I was loved unconditionally by them, and that was really hard.
And that welcome is a terribly important part of their ongoing journey, and a healing perhaps of their wounds. So that one thing that the family can teach us in the community of the church is, again, to keep the door open, and sometimes even to walk out of the open door in search of those.
My mum used to take us out to the ballet. She loves ballet. And one day she was there, and I don't know, we were talking to someone, or one of the girls walked out, the dancers, or she may have started talking to her, and she was from another country, didn't have any family, hardly knew anybody in the area. And my mum said to her, "Oh, well, if you ever need anything, here's my number." And lo and behold, about 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, this young girl called my mum because she had gotten very, very sick, and she didn't have anybody to call. So my mum and dad rushed, and they went and took care of her, and but it really made an impression on me. Like, you don't realize how in different times in a person's life, when they will really need somebody to be able to call, a family to rely on, her, you just don't know. And just by opening or making that that gesture could really change someone's life.